po! This is Krisha and welcome to my channel. So, para po sa kauna-unahang kong vlog, sasagutin ko na yung pinakamadalas na sasagutin ko na yung pinakamadalas na tanong sa akin, paano nga ba maging cabin crew? So, pag-uusapan natin yung mga requirements, yung mga documents, yung hiring day process, lahat para lang makuha mo yung dream job mo as a cabin crew. So, stay tuned and keep on watching. So, just a quick intro about myself. Ako po ay cabin crew for an international airline outside the Philippines. And before that, cabin crew din po ako ng isang low-cost carrier sa Pilipinas. So, I've been in this job for more than 7 years. So, umpisahan natin. Ano nga ba yung mga requirements? Unang requirement is height. So, height, sa Pilipinas, ang kailangan nila 5'3" para sa mga babae and at least 5'6" para sa mga lalaki. But then sa international airlines, especially sa Middle Eastern na mga airlines, ang requirement lang naman, actually walang requirement na height for as long as maabot mo yung arm reach na 212 centimeters. So, ibig sabihin nun, walang sapatos na suot, angat mo yung kamay mo as far as you can reach para lang makuha mo yung 212 centimeters. Pag naabot mo yung 212 centimeters, pasok na ka na doon. So, next naman po is you need to have a good skin condition. Kailangan wala ka masyadong mga pimples, blemishes, tattoos, especially. But then, kung kaya mo namang itago, especially yung mga blemishes mo and pimples, okay na yun sa mga babae. As long as meron ako mag-conceal, hanggat hindi siya nakikita, payag na sila doon. But then for the guys, hindi kasi sila pwedeng maglagay ng makeup. So, kailangan talaga wala sila makita and sobrang flawless ng skin mo para lang ipasa ka nila. With regards to tattoos, depende yan kung saang airline ka. There are some airlines, they accept it as long as tagu yun kapag nagsuot ka ng uniform nila. But then, meron namang ibang airline na as in, gusto nila totally wala kang tattoo. So, in my current airline ngayon, they don't allow totally kahit isang napakaliit na tattoo, kahit tagon-tagon pa yan. In my previous airline, dyan sa Pilipinas, they allow it as long as tago nga siya sa uniform na suot mo. So, next requirement is you need to have a good set of teeth. Maraming airline na hindi pumapayag na meron kang braces, but then there are some na pumapayag but they wanted it like the invisible one. So, you can use Invisalign or yung isa yung nandun sa loob ng ngipin. I forgot ko ng tawag doon. Basta, it exists. So, meron din namang ibang airline. They might actually accept you go on with the process and the hiring and everything. But then, after the training, gusto nila ipapatanggal din sa'yo yung braces mo. So, next naman, you need to be in good shape or in good health. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung merong tama yung likod mo or if you have scoliosis or anything like that, most probably hindi sila papayag. Especially kung sobrang severe na nung degree nung scoliosis mo. So, kasi it might actually get worse. It will actually get worse kung naging cabin crew ka. There are times na may mga binubuhat-buhat tayo na mabibigat. So, it might really affect your back. So, mahihirapan ka lang din. So, there are some people din na hindi pwede. Like, if you have heart condition, mahirap din yan kasi when you go on board after the takeoff, pressurized na yung aircraft. So, there are things very different compared kapag nandito ka lang sa baba and compared kapag nasa taas ka na. So, with these conditions, environmental conditions, posible siyang maka-affect sa health mo. So, they wanted their crew to be in a good health. So, umpisa pa lang, i-check na nila yan lahat. Okay, so, next requirement would be you really need to know how to speak and write English fluently. Sobrang importante yan sa lahat ng airline. It's either local carrier sa Pilipinas or any other international airline. Gustong-gusto nila kailangan marunong kang magsalita ng English or magsulat ng in English. Kasi parang yun yung universal, I could say, universal language of everyone. Most of the people, they understand English, kaya importante yun. So I think I've tackled all of the physical requirements. So let's go on to the next requirements. That would be your documents. So first off is your CV or yung resume mo. Kailangan lang naman palagi i-highlight mo kung ano yung mga skills mo na alam mong makaka-benefit sa airline. So if you have medical background, if you have experience on handling customer care or any other skills na nagawa mo or skills na meron ka or mga experiences mo before, ilagay mo yun lahat doon. They wanted to know kung ano yung makukuha nila from you. So next requirement naman would be the photos. So photos, most of them, they will ask either 1x1 picture, 2x2 passport size, and then there are other airlines, they ask for a whole body picture din. You just need to know kung ano yung mga specific requirements ng airline. Kasi merong mga airline na sobrang specific nila. Kahit yung mga borders mismo nung picture, like if it's a 1x1 or a passport picture, meron pa yung mga sizing or mga borders na gusto nila na sobrang sakto. Kailangan yun na yun talaga yung size. And then there are also some airline na gusto nila white lang yung background. Yung ibang airline gusto blue yung background. So you really need to check and you really need to research dun sa ad nung company or nung airline kung ano yung mga requirements nila. One suggestion ko nga pala with regards to the photos is to go on a professional photography studio. Sobrang laking help niyan kasi sa hiring day, ang dami nyo and the employers will not even like memorize your face. Pero kung makita nila dun sa pictures na maganda ka or gwapo ka, plus points na yun sa'yo. So after ng mga photos and resume, most of the time, meron sila mga secondary requirements na hinahanap. They can ask you for a transcript of records. They can ask you for diplomas. They might ask you for NBI clearance. What else? Meron din mga naghahanap ng like yung mga so marami pang iba. Napakaraming nalang hahanapin. Iba-iba yan. Again, you just need to check the ad of the company kung ano yung mga requirements nila. But most of it, actually, hindi naman kailangan abroad. Half of it, pwede mo na siyang ipasa na lang after the hiring day or during training or while you're doing the medical exam. So, it depends. But ang importante talaga would be your photos and your resume. Research mo naman kung ano yung mga details about the company that you will be applying. Important yan, especially for the interview. At least alam mo kung ano yung mga dapat mong isagot pag nag-interview sila sa'yo. Also, maraming help yan kapag ni-research mo. You need to research the look of the cabin crew, kung ano yung look nila. You also need to research yung mission, vision, or values ng company. Enough with the preparation. This is already your hiring day or this is your open day. So, sa open day, kailangan maayos ka. They will tell you to wear a formal or a business attire. So, sa mga babae, I suggest a blouse if you have a jacket or a blazer, and then skirts or trousers, and then heels. At least 2 inches na heels kasi yun talaga yung requirements nila. If you're wearing skirt, I really suggest as well to wear stockings inside. Tapos sa mga guys naman, of course, long sleeves, if you can wear necktie and jacket as well, trousers, and black shoes or any leather shoes. Next naman would be the hair and makeup. Again, like what I've said a while ago, research mo kung ano yung look ng cabin crew na nung airline na papasukan mo. Kasi it will help you on this part. I really suggest na kung ano yung makeup style ng mga cabin crew na yun and hairstyle, yun din yung gawin mo sa hiring day na yun. Kasi at least the employer will know na bagay pala sa'yo kung ano yung mga standards na grooming nung cabin crew nila. Sobrang effective yun. You will stick to their mind. So, sa open day, since sobrang daming ang tao, I really suggest na punta ka ng maaga para at least hindi ka dun sa dulo-dulo ng line. Sobrang dami kasi and nakakapagod. So, imagine kung pagod ka na and by the time na humarap ka na dun sa employer, medyo haggard ka na, diba? So, alam ka namang haggard over sauce ka na, tapos biglang expect mo na tatanggapin ka nila. So, if wala talagang choice, sobrang dami na talaga ng tao before you, make sure to replenish the makeup, freshen up yourself, pabango ka, ganyan. Kasi, at least, first impression nila sa'yo, okay ka pa rin all throughout the flight. Kasi, again, sa flight, sobrang nakaka-haggard. But then, kailangan sobrang fresh ka pa rin tingnan, sobrang maayos ka pa rin tingnan. So, that's the quality that they're looking. So, kung dyan pa lang sa hiring day, maraming tao, mahaba pila, mainit and everything, makita ka nila, haggard ka na, syempre, bakit ka pa nila tatanggapin? Ibig sabihin nun sa flight, ganyan palagi itsura mo, di ba? So, again, bring those makeup kit para makapag-replenish ka ng makeup and makapag-freshen up ka. Pabango, especially guys, and panyo para punas-punas ng pawis. Okay, so, pag nasa harapan ka na nung interviewer, first thing, of course, you need to submit your resume. And then, most of the time, they will ask you for short interviews lang naman. Most of them will be under your resume or within your resume. So, kung ano yung mga nilagay mo dun sa resume mo, you need to really know in details kung ano yung mga nilagay mo kasi they will really ask you about it. Especially kung mag-jump ka from another industry to aviation. Like, for myself, ako kasi noon, I was ICU nurse sa isang private hospital sa Philippines, and then I transferred to aviation and become a cabin crew, applied as a cabin crew. So, tinanong nila ako bakit daw ako umalis sa pagiging nurse and gusto ko maging cabin crew. So, these questions, it will really pop out. You just need to be prepared kung paano siya sagutin, and you need to be very truthful and straight. So, after the initial interview, gagawin naman nila yung physical check. So, titingnan nila kung pasado ka talaga sa height, titingnan nila kung abot mo yung arm reach, titingnan nila kung maganda yung complexion mo or yung if you have a good skin condition, kung maganda yung mga ngipin mo, and everything. Titingnan nila yun. So, on this part, actually, feeling ko baka ma-intimidate ka na. Kasi you will see all of the people around na sobrang gaganda, sobrang tatangkad, sobrang gwapo, and all this. But then, I'm telling you, hindi lang yan yung reason kung bakit i-hire nila yung isang tao. So, in my hiring day, I was so intimidated actually kasi yun yung first time ko to see those kind of crowd. Kasi sa nursing naman, wala namang pagandahan and everything. Syempre, iba yung requirements doon. So, dun sa cabin crew na hiring day, lahat sila as in sobrang pack na pack yung mga makeup, sobrang ayos na ayos lahat. Mga heels like 4 inches, 5 inches. Akala mo, punta ng isang beauty pageant, ganyan. So, sobrang intimidating kasi sobrang mga sexy din nila mag-damit, ganyan. But then, you need to present yourself kasi as approachable as you can. Pero not to the point na parang pwede ka nang pitik-pitikin na okay lang sa'yo yun. But then, approachable. Kasi yun yung gusto ng mga employer. You're the type of person na they could still teach or they could still enhance. Ayaw nila yung pabibo na parang ikaw na yung magaling. Kasi syempre, they wanted to mold you to a person na yung babagay sa company nila. So, kahit na hindi ikaw yung pinakamaganda, hindi ikaw yung pinakamatangkad, hindi ikaw yung pinaka-sexy, okay lang yan. Yung mga kasama ko, sobrang tatangkad talaga nila. Sobrang sexy. I think they're doing some modeling or whatever. And then, out of those 8 people, 2 lang kami na tinawag. So, nung tinawag kami, I thought, kaming dalawa lang yung tanggal. Kasi, basically kami yung dalawang pinakamaliit dun sa group. And kami yung dalawang parang, I could say, simple tingnan compared dun sa iba na mukha nga mga model. But then, we were shocked na kami pala yung natanggap or kami pala yung magtutuloy on the next step. Fortunately, on the next step, harapan, as in, titingnan niya yung face mo kung may makikita siya mga scars, mga marks, or kahit yung chicken pox nga na mark, ay medyo concern nila yun. Kasi the other girl na kasama ko noon, na nakapasa, dun sa first step, merong nakita na chicken pox scar dun sa may noon niya. And then, hindi na siya tinanggap after that. So, after no physical check, the next step would be the impact interview. So, sa impact interview, it's a group of people or group of applicants that will be interviewed by the panel of employers. So, it's either magbibigay sila ng isang question, tapos isa-isa kayong sasagot, or it could be a specific question just for you. So, depende yun, but then you are in the group. In some other airline, ang gagawa naman nila with the impact interview, they do some like a group activity. Like in my case, we had this activity about how to personalize a certain menu on board. So, ano-ano yung mga ilalagay namin na food, beverage, and everything. And then we need to discuss it within the group. Pero, kailangan in English kasi in this case, they are actually looking for your your skill in conversing with other people. They are also looking on like if you are a team player or if you are the leader type na person, they're really looking into these things. Tip is not really pabibo, but then at least engage into the activity itself and make sure that you are talking in English. I know some of the people, sobrang mahihiya sila. Especially kung puro Pinoy kayo, magkakasama and everything. Mahihiya na mag-English. So, kahit pa paano, pilitin mo na mag-English kasi yun talaga yung purpose ng impact interview na yan is to have the employer see or hear you speak in English and converse in English. So after nung usap nyo within the group, they will actually ask you to present it in front of everyone. There are some impact interview naman. What they do is there's a fishbowl with lots of topics na nandun, and then you need to draw one topic and you need to do an impromptu speech sa harap ng maraming tao. So you need to be prepared and you need to be aware of current issues. Actually, madalas current issues yung nandun, and general knowledge about the company itself. I've had one, I think my topic was under work ethics. So, you need to discuss kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng work ethics and kung ano yung pagkakaintindi mo and all this. So, you need to broaden your knowledge with words, current issues, and other stuff para at least mapasa mo yung impact interview. So, in some airlines, after the impact interview, actually, either before or after the impact interview, in some airlines, they do have
written exam.
So, yung written exam, again, is basically just an English test. So grammar check. They also ask you for some essays to discuss some specific issues or some specific details, ganyan. So, kailangan marunong ka din na mag-compose ng essays for this job. So, after the written exam, if kung meron, the next would be the final interview na. So, the final interview would be a one-on-one interview between you and the employer. With this one naman, they will ask you again, more of the ones that are in your resume, and then they will ask you like things about yourself. With this question, they just actually want to know kung ano yung makukuha nila sa'yo if they really hire you. Di naman nila kailangan yung stuff na hindi masyadong importante sa company nila. So, they don't need to know your favorite color, your favorite song, and any other stuff like this. So, most of the time, you could just say kung ano yung characteristic mo. If you're a team player, or you're the leader type, or kung mahilig ka ba na magbigay ng customer service, or anything like this. So, yun yung gusto nila na sabihin mo sa kanila. Ano pa ba? Sometimes they will ask you as well kung bakit yung company nila yung gusto mo. So, your research with regards to the company na pinagawa ko sa iyo before, yun yung makakatulong sa iyo dito to answer the questions. You can highlight na kasi yung mission and vision ng company or yung values ng company is this and this, kaya and I believe in those values. So kaya yun yung gusto mong airline, kaya sila yung napili mong airline na mag-apply. What else? Most of the time, they will ask you as well if you are willing to be based outside Manila or outside the country, ganyan. So, if you are, just tell them. But then, I realized na sa totoo lang, kailangan mo sabihin sa kanila na you are, kasi yun talaga yung mga hinahanap nila. I mean, yun yung kailangan nila. Kasi they will not ask you this question naman kung hindi nila kailangan yung tao na willing na magpa-base outside the company, outside Manila or outside the Philippines. So after the final interview, hopefully nakapasa ka na. But then there are some airlines abruptly sasabihin nila, oh, you're hired, ganyan-ganyan. Some airlines, they will ask you to wait until later in the evening or sa afternoon or kinabukasan pa. But then, there are other airlines as well that you needed to really wait for months para lang malaman mo kung hired ka ba or hindi. Like, in my case, nung doon sa previous airline ko, immediately sinabi nila sa akin, oh, you are already hired, tomorrow you need to do your medical exam, ganyan-ganyan, you need to complete your documents, lahat. But then, in my current airline ngayon, I actually waited for 6 months, and then almost 1 year after nung, actually, more than 1 year nung mula nag-apply ako hanggang sa nakarating ako dito sa base country. You really need to be patient. Kailangan mo lang maghintay. So, after being hired, the next process would be medical exam. So, medical exam, they will do a thorough medical exam sa'yo. Check nila yung mga blood chemicals mo. They will do urine test, even stool test. Check din nila, ECG ka rin nila yung sa puso, and what else? X-ray, lahat yan gagawin nila. And then, if there is any issues, may follow-up na mga exams for that as well. Some airlines, company paid for it. But then, in some other airlines as well, ikaw yung magbabayad na mismo. So, in my previous airline, immediately sila yung nagbayad. But then, If you have any other additional screening or any other additional test na kailangan gawin sa'yo since may discrepancy on the original process, ikaw na yung magbayad ng additional na exams. But then, in my current airline ngayon, we did 2 medical exams kasi. One is in the Philippines, na ako yung nagbayad nun lahat. So, lahat-lahat yun, lahat nung ginawa sa akin, ako lang nagbayad nun. And then, pag pumasa na yun, I mean, if the company accepts it, pagdating mo dito sa base country, gagawa ka ulit ng isa pang medical. So, that medical naman, sila naman na yung may gastos doon. Ulitin lahat ng ginawa mo dun sa Philippines. So, i-recheck lang nila kung same ba talaga. Kasi, they just don't want, like, people lying about their health condition. Kasi kung meron ka talagang sakit, i-declare mo na. Kasi ikaw din yung mahihirapan nun kung in the future, malaman din nila na may sakit ka pala. So, it's really gonna worsen, especially kapag lumilipad ka na. So, ito na, malapit na makamit ang ating dream job. Next stop would be the training. So, pag nasa training ka na, in some airlines, they actually pay for your salary na during the training. Meron namang ibang airline na pag training ka, medyo wala ka pang matatanggap. So, it depends on the airline itself. But most of the time, yung basic pay lang naman yung makukuha mo during this training period. So, sa training, hindi siya madali. Sobrang hindi siya madali. Before, I thought ang cabin crew, kailangan paganda lang, kailangan punta ka lang ng aeroplano, serve ka lang ng pagkain, tapos na. But then, when I started to become a cabin crew, sobrang nakakabaliw. Kasi yung training pa lang, iba na. They want you to memorize the manual. Yung manual, mga ganyang kakakapal yun. And it depends on gaano karaming aircraft or aeroplano na kailangan mong pag-aralan or liliparin ng airline na yun. So, depende. But then, they want you to memorize it by heart. And most of the airline, they actually wanted you to memorize it word per word. So, nakakapagod siya. And most of the trainings is just minimum 2 months. And I've heard there are some airlines, they're doing it for 6 months. So, sobrang draining siya kasi every day, you need to learn something new. But, you need to retain kung ano yung nalaman mo or natutunan mo before. Sobrang helpful lang if you actually have at least an experience in being in an aircraft. Kasi nung sa akin nun, I haven't even stepped inside an aircraft or inside the plane. Kasi di pa talaga ako lumilipad nun ever. As in, kahit bakasyon, never pa akong nakalipad ng aeroplano. So, like, even just talking about the lavatory o yung CR sa loob ng aeroplano, hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung itsura niya. Alam mo yun, parang kailangan meron ka kahit paano na idea kung ano yung mga pinagsasabi nila kasi sobrang overwhelming yung mga topics. So basically sa training, it's generally composed of 3 things. One is first aid, second is safety, and then the third one is the service itself. Sa safety, dinidiscuss din dyan kung paano gagawin or kung anong gagawin mo just in case magkaroon ng emergency sa aeroplano. Kunyari, magkaroon ng sunog. Kunyari, crash landing. Kunyari, maputol yung buntot ng aeroplano. Basta yun. So, didiscuss naman nila lahat dyan kung ano yung mga kailangan mong gawin. And, you really need to focus on this kasi yun yung important and the priority of being a cabin crew. So, yung training, may exams yan. So, yung exams, sobrang strict nila dyan kasi you really need to pass the exams. And then, most of the airlines, they only allow you to fail at most 2 exams. Kapag na-fail mo yung 2 exam na yun and you failed the 3rd one as well, they will really kasi ang gusto nila is as much as possible perfection, kasi within the walls of the aircraft kasi mahirap magkamali kasi pag nagkamali ka ang daming pwedeng mangyari. There's no room for mistakes sa loob ng aeroplano. So after everything, pasado nyo na yung training, na-accept mo na yung fact about safest and most fatal na aircraft and everything, now you are finally a cabin crew. So, sa pagiging cabin crew, sobrang beneficial siya kasi people might say na this is actually a very easy job compared to other physical job or yung jobs na nangangailangan ng physical effort. This job is actually easier and it really pays well. But then, of course, there are some sacrifices you need to do. Basically, you need to sacrifice most of your holidays kasi hindi naman nag-holiday yung aeroplano, diba? So, 24/7 lumilipad yan. There are also some sacrifices na you need to be away from your family nga. And like me, I am now an OFW. Sobrang worth it ng mga benefits na nakukuha mo. So this is the end of my vlog. If you like this video, please do subscribe and comment down below. This is Krisha. Bye-bye.